Well, Bills Mafia, at this time of the day, I'm sure it's not a surprise. It's no longer breaking news because the information's been out for a few hours now. As you guys may know, the Buffalo Bills elevated and have promoted Joe Brady, and he will be taking over for Sean McDermott's duties, and he is the new Bills head coach. He's the new head coach of the Buffalo Bills. So the Buffalo Bills had 9 interviews, and they elected to go with Joe Brady. They stood in-house. How do I feel about that? Again, 9 interviews, but was that all for show? Did they know they was going with Joe Brady all along? I don't know. But how do I feel about it? Nonetheless, I'm gonna say this, and I'm being completely honest with you. Like I said, it's no longer breaking news. The information been out for a few hours, so I've had time to process it. And I'm gonna tell you guys this now. I'm at the very same spot that I was a few hours ago when I first heard about it, and I don't know how to feel about it. To answer the question, how do I feel about it? I really do not know how I feel about it. I just really don't. Because I've come to the conclusion of this, right? Whether I'm happy, whether I'm sad, whether I'm mad, no matter what I'm going through, unless I'm ready to give up the Buffalo Bills, unless I'm ready to just give them up and say, yo, I'm not a Buffalo Bills fan no more. I'm not following the NFL. I'm not doing any of that. It's over, finito. Unless I'm ready to do that, this is a decision that, just like I've been forced to understand and eat everything else that the Buffalo Bills have put me through, is one of them decisions that they've made that, again, I'm just gonna have to live through. I'm just gonna have to live through it and get over it. So again, at the end of the day, I don't know how I feel about it. I just really don't. If you know anything about being a part of the Bills Mafia, if you know anything about being a Buffalo, just if you know anything about the Buffalo Bills or just being a part of the Bills Mafia, you know it is to the point where you suffer from Stockholm syndrome, to where you've almost fallen in love with your abuser, because the Buffalo Bills have put you through so much that some of us that have been doing this for a while have become numb to it. We really have. We really have. And then if you ain't become numb to it yet, I promise you, stick around for a while, you will develop callous into where it won't even, you don't even feel the pain no more. So again, sticking to the subject, right? I don't know how I feel about it. I just really don't. I see some pros, I see some cons. Some of the cons is, and my cons is more of an emotional thing. I'm being completely honest with you. And some of y'all may feel the same way. Some of y'all may share the same feelings. My cons got to do a lot with, aside from just, letting go of something that we have for 9 years, right? One of my biggest cons is that, or one of my biggest issues is that I think that the Buffalo Bills did Sean McDermott dirty. I really do, because what they did today was obvious in letting us all know that we, the Pegulas, we, the Beans, we, the Buffalo Bills, think that Sean McDermott was the problem. That's what they just pretty much said and made it clear. We got the problem, we got the cancer out of the building, and it was Sean McDermott. Because he gets fired, Brandon Beane gets promoted, and so does Joe Brady. Make that make sense. Again, obviously, we'll never know the whole story. I would love for somebody to sit up there and be able to get a talk with Sean McDermott. But Sean McDermott is so classy from what I take from him, right? From what we've seen is, I don't ever see him being one of those that's just going to sit up there and tell you the real story. He'll just take that on a hop and just be like, yo, it is what it is. It didn't work out. We decided to go our separate ways. So we'll never know the whole story exactly on what happened. But again, what the Buffalo Bills just said was that that Sean McDermott is the issue. Sean McDermott is the problem. Now, like I told you guys, there's pros, there's cons. I just went over one of the cons that my biggest thing is that I feel that Sean McDermott got done dirty. Another thing I will add to that is that I don't see what promoting Joe Brady does. I really don't. I don't see how it helps us. I really do not see how the promotion of Joe Brady helps the Buffalo Bills, because we've all said it all along. The Buffalo Bills have a personnel issue. It ain't necessarily a coaching issue. Yes, Sean McDermott has made bonehead moves. Yeah, Joe Brady has made bonehead moves. And again, listen, some of the pros about Joe Brady is, if you really take a step back and you look at his numbers aren't really that bad. Case in point, Josh Allen has played 39 games under him with a QB rating of 102.2. The Buffalo Bills offense has been first in EPA per play, first in scoring drive rate, first in points scored. So again, the Buffalo Bills and Joe Brady's numbers haven't been bad. The Buffalo Bills throw up 30 on everybody for the most part, 30 or more. But sitting here week in and week out, we see the Joe Brady that these numbers sometimes don't reflect. We see the bubble screen. We see the same play being run on first and second downs. So we see that. So that's something that the numbers don't say, man. And again, the Buffalo Bills have a personnel problem, not a coaching problem. Again, I'm gonna repeat what got me to these numbers. Sean McDermott, yes, he makes bonehead mistakes. Joe Brady makes bonehead mistakes. But again, I don't think you gave Sean McDermott the right tools to go ahead and give you what you wanted him to give you, which was a Super Bowl. But now, if anything good that's gonna come out of this is this. Here goes some of the pros. Being that the Buffalo Bills went ahead and hired Joe Brady, who went on, I think it was like 5 interviews, right? Buffalo Bills, again, brought in 9 guys to interview. And being that the Buffalo Bills still decided to go with Joe Brady and promote from within, tells you one thing and one very important thing. That Pegula don't give a damn what the crowd says, and that he thinks that Joe Brady's his guy. And it says the same for Brandon Beane. Because they know how we feel about the firing of Sean McDermott. They know how we feel about Joe Brady. So for him to make that decision and go ahead and elevate him and promote him and give him the job when you brought in 8 other guys, that speaks volumes. So with that being said, expect them to be very aggressive during the offseason. Just in general, expect this team to be very aggressive because they know what's at stake here, especially Brandon Beane. The one good thing that's coming out of this is that the Buffalo Bills are going to do whatever it is, I believe. Shit if I know, right? But I believe the Buffalo Bills are going to do whatever it is they got to do to get this shit done. Listen, there's no other way around it because if you make a move like this, right? And again, like I told you guys just a few minutes ago, what does it fix? It fixes absolutely nothing. Because now, if anything, you lost. Because you lost someone on the defensive side of the ball in Sean McDermott who was calling plays. So if anything, you're on the short end of the stick. It fixed absolutely nothing right now. It really did. So, again, sorry for doubling back, y'all. Just bear with me with that one, right? But touching on what I was touching on. If the Buffalo Bills decided to go ahead with Joe Brady, that means they all in, man. They all in. They pushing all chips to the center of the table, and they all in. It's just sad that they didn't give Sean McDermott the same opportunity. And a lot of that fell on that man's shoulders. And again, like I told you guys, the Sean McDermott make bonehead mistakes 1,000,000%. But I think what you're about to give Joe Brady, you should have gave it to Sean McDermott. You should have gave him the real opportunity to win and get him to help him get you to a level in which you needed to get to so you could go ahead and win the Super Bowl. Another pro that I think that's going to come out of this. One thing I'm happy about is the fact that it's a pro and it's a con. It's both. I could make an argument for both if I'm being completely honest with you. Sometimes hiring out is better. And reason being is because sometimes a new voice. If you're telling me that the Buffalo Bills had a problem and the Buffalo Bills need to fix it, then damn it, usually you just get rid of the whole regime and start somebody completely new with a whole new concept. That's sometimes the way you do it. And sometimes it works. Case in point, New England Patriots. First time head coach, Super Bowl. Seattle Seahawks. Second year head coach, Super Bowl. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. In this Super Bowl 60, we seen a prime example on how, again, the Seattle Seahawks, their head coach been with them 2 years. The New England Patriots, their head coach been with them 1 year. So sometimes that outside voice helps. But, again, you can make the argument also that keeping it in-house works as well, especially when you got a quarterback like Josh Allen. Which, again, remember, let's not forget, Josh Allen co-signed this, and Josh Allen had his hand in it. So, safe to say, this is who Josh Allen wanted. This is who Josh Allen wanted. And again, sometimes that's good, man. Sometimes that works in our favor because guess what? We all speak the same language. The man knows the building. The man knows the players. There's still familiarity. When the guys go there come OTAs, it's back to business as normal minus one guy, so to speak, on the coaching staff level because we know we're going to lose a lot of these guys to free agency as well. But that's part of the business, right? And so is the head coach. But nonetheless, at least the voice giving the instructions is a familiar voice. So listen, that's why I'm at with it. That's why I stand with it, man. Let me know how you feel about it. Again, like I told you, I don't know how I feel about it. I really do not. I see some pros. I see some cons. I just don't see how this helped our situation. But then I could also make the argument of how, you know what, listen, once you went ahead and you made the decision, you might as well just bring in him, Joe Brady. But then again, like I said, I sit through my Sundays here with you guys and we see the bullshit that he does. So, like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know. I do not know. Again, like I told you guys, Bills Mafia, let me know how you feel about it. Let me know where you at with it. Again, Buffalo Bills announced Joe Brady as their new head coach. And like I said, expect this to be a very active and a very busy offseason. Something us Buffalo Bills fans have not gone through in a few years because usually we the team that's stable. We the team that has a solid foundation, whatever have you. But with the move that was made last week, the Buffalo Bills got no choice but to move some shit around for a little bit. Nonetheless, that's it, folks. Like I said, my time is up. I'm gonna leave y'all with that. Let me know where y'all at with it. Let me know how y'all feel about it. But nonetheless, like I said, the Buffalo Bills promote Joe Brady as their new head coach. And that is that. Folks, I'm out of here. You know what it is, man. Drink your water, eat your veggies, and as always, when it comes to our Buffalo Bills, mind your business. You know what it is. Let's go Buffalo.